Hey, what's up, guys? Whole Got Another podcast here. DeMonte and Larry behind the camera today, so I'm taking over for you. Got a special guest here.
You ready for me?
Oh yeah, that was introducing me.
Okay. My name is Melvin, Bill. What you want me to say? How much do you want me to put out there? That's what I said.
You ain't
Y'all
gotta
have
put
any
out
kind
too
of
much, man.
script?
Nah, ain't
Y'all
no
want
script.
age, birthday, birthplace?
Oh,
where I
yeah.
live?
Don't
So
be
what all do
doxing
you
yourself.
want to know?
Nah,
See, now y'all know y'all gonna edit all that out.
Yeah.
Nah, I think that makes it even better. You know, that makes it more authentic.
Yeah.
You know, what your week been consistent of, man? How you been feeling?
Man, I've been good, man. For OG. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Just
OG.
had a birthday, you know, on December 1st, you know.
Happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
How old you turn?
7-1, you know.
71?
Yeah, man. I'm getting
Hey, man. Pretty good diet, looking good, huh?
Well, thank you. Yeah, feel good, man. Health's good, you know, still kicking.
Yeah, that's good right there. That's the grace of God right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, so what all you got into this week?
This week, just work, man. I'm still working a little bit, you know, for old cat, you know, a couple days a week, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that's a luxury, though. Your age, you don't have to work like that.
Well,
You
that's
do
true.
work.
That's true.
You're doing it because you choose to, you know?
Yeah, that's why I only do 2 days a week.
Hmm.
You know, and a lot of times them 2 days, not even a whole day.
Yeah, and they do say if you enjoy what you do, you don't work. You know,
That's
you
true.
really just...
That's true. And I do enjoy what I'm doing, you know. Because what I'm doing now, I did it for like 5 years before I went to the place that I am now. So, you know, yeah, I enjoy it. You know, I'm working with elderly people. You know.
So what's that like working with elderly people compared to younger generations?
You feel like you're giving back, man. You know, it's kind of like a savings account. It's like you're putting money in the bank, you know. When I look at them, I'm looking at my future.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at my future. It's like putting money in the bank. You know, I feel like if I bless somebody, you know, maybe I'll be blessed when my time comes, you know. Because we all gonna have to travel that road, bro.
Always.
You know,
right.
all you got to do is keep living.
Yeah, keep living and keep giving back like you're doing.
That's it. Giving back. That's it.
You know, when you said like money in the bank, it made me think about like investing into something.
That's it. It's an investment, you know, because ain't no money in it.
No.
I ain't making no money. Ain't no money in it, man. You know what I'm doing. Not no 2 days a week.
Yeah, and that's how you know the love is in that when you're not really getting money like that.
Yeah.
That's nice, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, what you been doing in your free time, you know, just...
Man, I just been trying to keep my bills paid, eating, sleeping, you know, just whatever I feel like doing in a wrong day, you know.
Yeah, man. You know, like you said, OG, you deserve to have that time to yourself, do what you want. You know? Just chilling, man. So how you been feeling about everything that's been going around in the community? You know, the different festivities, everything like that. You been attending anything?
No, not really. I'm to the point now, man, when I really don't attend a lot of activities, you know. I just kind of work, stay at home and work around the house, you know. Just depends on how I'm feeling, you know, really. Christmas is coming up, Christmas parade's coming up.
Yep.
You know, I kind of been anticipating going to that, maybe with the grandkids, you know, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
You know. But one day at a time, you know, when you get my age, man, you just take it one day at a time.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
all
I'm
you can do, really.
Yeah, it's one day at a time, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe you was getting into some of this technology out here that's been coming up. You know, probably checking some of that out at the tech stores.
No, not really. I really haven't. You know. I'm not a really tech savvy person, you know. To be honest, you know. I like technology. I like it, but the generations before me, they kind of grew up with technology, you know, computers and all of that. They didn't have that when I was in school.
No, they didn't.
So I'm kind of learning a little bit, but I'm kind of, I guess you can say I'm kind of learning on the fly, you know.
Yeah,
I just get what I can here and there, you know, grandson, grandkids, daughters, you know, son, they help me out with a lot of different things, you know. And, you know, it's good, you know.
I know some people, like in my family too, they kind of get worried about being left behind in technological terms. But I see you're not really worried about that. You know, you just kind of march to the beat of your own drum.
No, not really. I'm not really worried too much about it, you know, because I guess you can kind of say I really got kind of a good support system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got good kids, good grandkids, you know.
Always got your back on that type of stuff.
Yeah, I can kind of say that so far. You know, so far, you know.
Why you say so far?
So
man?
far, you know, you never know things. You never know what the future holds. You know, things change. You know, so you know, I've been blessed, man. Really, you know, I've been blessed. You know, so I was just telling my son a couple days ago. You know, I said, man, I'm blessed. You know, I said I feel so blessed. I say none of my kids on drugs or, you know, none of this kind of stuff. You know, and alcoholics and all this kind of stuff. I said I just feel blessed. You know. I said, y'all got jobs, you working, you know, y'all doing good and everything, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just feel good about all that. You know?
I think that's a big reflection on you as a person as well, on your teaching and you bringing them up the right way as well.
Well, you know, I say, well, maybe me and your mama did something right, maybe. Maybe it wasn't me, maybe just your mama. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know.
So when you said earlier how y'all kind of grew up with the technology per se, what was it like when it started being introduced to y'all as you started to get a little older?
I was actually kind of lost in the beginning because I really didn't know anything about computers. But the job that I had, it required me to learn something about computers. So I ended up buying a computer. A laptop, my very first laptop. I never forget it. I'm like, I can't be left behind.
Yeah.
You know, I can't be left behind. I got to learn something, you know, about this something. So that was the beginning of my learning a little bit about technology, you know? Yeah.
What kind was it?
A computer?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I forgot. It's so long ago. I forgot, man. My very first computer. I forgot. It's been a while. Yeah. But see, now I got a new computer. It's an HP.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
you know, yeah. So, you know, man, my very first computer, I forgot what kind it was. So, you know.
So, in your field of work, what exactly was it used for? To, like, keep records and everything like that?
Well, I was a machinist for 35 years. I worked in the oil and gas industry for 35 years, and I was a machinist. And the machines, when I went into that business, everything was manual. So they started changing to CNCs, computer numerical control machines.
Okay.
So in order to understand the machinery, you had to learn computer. So, cause it was kind of computer. There's a lot of numbers involved, you know. So you had to learn the computer because you had to use the computer to load programs, download the programs, you know. So that's kind of what kicked it off, you know. So I said, in order for me to keep up in my job, I got to learn something, you know.
So making the transition from a machinist to what you do now, what's that been like?
Oh man, it's been relaxing. Cause machine work is actually a lot of pressure.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure in machine work, man. You know, you're gonna be a machinist because you set the machine to machine something a certain dimension, a certain size. Well, you got to make sure that that's gonna be right. Because them people, you got to realize people spend money for the stuff that you cutting, and people ain't gonna have you just keep messing up their stuff. You know what I'm saying? So you got a lot of pressure to get everything right. At least 98% of the time, you got to be right. You got to be on hit. You know. So now what I do, I'm just basically driving. You know, I drive a bus. You know, transporting. You know, seniors to doctor visits. You know, shopping. You know, and it's just different. You know, it's actually relaxing to me. You know.
Yeah, and doing something that brings more peace of mind to you is also very key.
Well, it does. Yeah.
Like you said, a lot of pressure. That's, you know, stress levels and everything like that. Like you said, being correct 90%, 98% of the time.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta be on hit. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you've always been from Ryan?
Originally I'm from Ponchatoula.
Okay.
I grew up in Ponchatoula. I graduated from Ponchatoula High. Finished high school. Went to the military. Did my little time in the military. Um, got out the military, started working, working in the plywood making industry.
Okay.
When I got out the military, and went from the plywood making industry into the machine shop, into machine work. So and I stayed in that till I retired.
So your time at Ponchatoula High, I know it was a different time frame for our education. What was that like in that particular campus you had attended?
Well, my class was actually the first class to integrate in Ponchatoula.
Really?
Yeah, my class was the first class to go to, Ponchatoula High, and it was something doing it. It was tense. It was a tense time. Kids didn't want to integrate. Mostly white kids. They didn't want to integrate schools. Their parents, nobody really in Ponchatoula at that time. That was in the early 70s. They didn't want to see, blacks and white mixing in the same school, really doing anything else together, which was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it happened, and I said, well, we here. Let's make the best of a bad situation, so.
So were different things like extracurriculars available to you at that time?
At that time, well, yeah, there was some guys that played football. I didn't play football. I ran a little track back in the day, man, I'm going way back now.
Hey, man.
But yeah, it was some extracurricular activities, that guys could do, ladies could do. But basically, mostly all the black kids was just trying to survive, the changes. You know what I'm saying? Because we was going to their school. They wasn't coming to our school. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you go on somebody else's turf.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Than what it is when somebody's coming on your turf.
Yeah, it's way different.
See, it's different. It makes a difference. So, so we was going on their turf, and we just had to adapt. You got to adapt, man.
But you would say growing up, it was relatively, wouldn't say smooth, but it wasn't as difficult for you?
Growing up in school?
Or just in your early teenage years, things like that?
You mean educational-wise or just
Altogether.
growing up, period?
Yeah, growing up, period.
Oh, it's tough growing up, period, man. It was tough growing up. I mean, just growing up, period. Because, I'd go all the way back, man. I remember when there was a lot of poor people in the neighborhood I grew up in. Everybody was on the same level, Everybody had outhouses. Everybody, parents hunt, fish,
Yeah.
Everybody pretty much didn't have a bathroom in the beginning, in the young stages, I remember when my daddy built a bathroom onto our house because we didn't take a bath in the bathtub. We had like a number 3 tub, a galvanized tub. You know what I'm saying? Where you warm water on the stove.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? You pour the hot water in the number 3 tub,
Yeah.
and you take your bath,
Man.
And while you're taking your bath, you getting another pot of water hot so the next person can take their bath. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, So, we did that. We didn't have. I remember we didn't have gas. We didn't have electric. See, now houses got heaters. They got total electric. Just hit a switch and you got heat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or a lot of people got electric now, but a lot of people got gas too. Got gas heaters. Well, I remember when we didn't have a gas heater. We had a wood heater.
I ain't never heard of that before.
Huh?
I never heard of no wood heater before.
Come on, man. Yeah, a pot belly heater.
Man, yeah. Talk about that.
We had one pot belly heater in the house. I was a little dude, And that heater was like in the middle bedroom. Because the way our house was built, we had 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
It was in the middle bedroom so the heat can go to that bedroom. Some heat can go to that bedroom. You know what what I'm saying? I mean, we had living room and kitchen, you know, but that was like on the other side of the house, you know. But the main thing was trying to stay warm at night when you're trying to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't sleep good, you sleeping in that cold trying to sleep. If you don't sleep good, you know, the next day, well, your day ain't gonna go too good at school or nothing else. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
So, you know.
Man.
So I always said I didn't want to live in no cold house. You know, I ain't never been in a cold house. So that's really the thing that inspired me to put this in. You know, I said, nah, if the lights go out in the winter, I ain't got to worry about being cold.
Because you got this right here.
You know what I'm saying? All I need to do is keep me some firewood. And that's it. You know?
Yeah, that's innovative.
Yeah. So, you know. But anyway, you know, life was different back then. You know, back in the days, you know, people did a lot of hunting, a lot of fishing. My daddy did a lot of hunting, a lot of fishing. I did a lot of hunting, a lot of fishing growing up. You know, that's probably why I don't care to hunt and fish now too much.
Because you did a lot of that.
Did a lot of it growing up, you know. Yeah, did a lot of that growing up, which was good. It was a good experience, you know. Yeah, back during that time, but there was a lot of people did that, you know, back then, especially black people. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about your time in the military?
It was interesting. It was interesting. Yeah. I did my time, you know, did my basic training, went to AIT. AIT is the school you go to before you go to your permanent duty station. That's where you go to school to learn what you're going to do when you get to your permanent duty station. And I was in communications. And, you know, went to Germany for 2.5 years, stayed over there 2.5 years. And like I said, it was interesting. It was an experience, you know. Cold as heck, you know.
Yeah, I'd imagine that.
Yeah, they have long winters in Germany. They have long winters, you know.
So how were you received as an American soldier in Germany, especially after the things that's happened shortly before that time frame?
I was received good, actually.
Really?
I actually was. German people actually, I'm trying to figure out a good way to say it. They actually like brothers over there.
Really?
That's the only way I can put it. Yeah, German people like brothers over there. Yeah. I felt free when I got to Germany. I will tell you, I felt free when I got to Germany.
Nah, that's real.
Yeah, I felt free. There was a lot of things I could do in Germany I couldn't do here.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, this is almost too good to be true. You know, actually, I attempted to re-enlist to go back.
So they send you somewhere else?
No, I was gonna go back to Germany. I re-enlisted to go back. Let me say it like this here. I went and talked to the recruiter.
Okay.
About going back. He said, yeah, send you back. Said, all you got to do is go take your physical. So I went home, thought about it, because I got married then.
Mm-hmm.
I got married. So I thought about it, and I said, nah, I ain't going back. I'm going to just, you know, just find me a job.
Focus on family, huh?
Yeah, because I had a lot of fun in Germany. I'm going to just tell you the truth about it. I had a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Hey, that's honest too. That's honest.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I did a lot of stuff over there I couldn't even do here. You know, I mean,
some of the things you were able to do there.
I don't know if it was because I was an American military man. Maybe that's what it was, you know. But I'm trying to be careful how much stuff I put out there, because some stuff might be top secret, you know. The government might end up watching this, you know.
They might.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Yeah, but yeah, things was good, man. Things was good at Germany. I don't regret no time I spent in the military. I always say every young man ought to experience going in the military.
Really?
Just experience it. Just go in there. It changes you, because I was really a knucklehead before I went in the military. I was a knucklehead, man. I was a knucklehead. I was doing all kinds of stuff over here, you know. And a lot of it had to do with the company I kept. You know, a lot of it had to do with that. So I was like, you know, I gotta get away from here. And I wasn't drafted. I was volunteered. I gotta do something. I gotta get away from here. Especially around some of the people I was hanging around and the neighborhood I grew up in. You know, there was a lot of stuff going on in the neighborhood, you know. I mean, it wasn't nothing for nobody to get stabbed or shot, you know, where I grew up, you know. It happened, you know.
Was there a lot of, like, was it more so gang activity going on about?
It wasn't really gang activities. It was just, it wasn't really, I wouldn't consider it gang activity. I think it had a lot to do. See, I lived 2 blocks from a club at the time. It was a popular club. So I think that drew a lot of stuff to that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there was always just some stuff going on, man, you know. Like I said, you know, it just, somebody gets shot, somebody gets stabbed. There was quite a few drugs going through the neighborhood at that time, you know. So I was like, that's why I say, I had that, when I got out of high school, I was like, I got to leave here. I got to go.
Change my surroundings up.
Yeah, I got to go. I got to be waiting here. There's too much crazy stuff was going on, you know.
Yeah, so the guys you hung out around, they was getting into some of that?
Yeah, they was into all of that, you know, a lot of drug activity, you know. And I could see myself being pulled into that. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't get away from it. Because it was easy to get caught up. It's easy to get caught up, you know, if you in an environment where you're not exposed to other things.
Where you don't see other things outside.
Yeah, that's right. If you're not exposed to other things, but just that neighborhood, you know, you can easily get caught up in that, you know. So I realized that at an early age, you know, I got to be exposed to something else, you know. So that was part of my going to the military. You know, and like I said, I don't regret for one day the day that I went and volunteered. My parents didn't even know I was volunteering for the military till it was done.
Were they supportive of that choice?
Well, yeah, after it was done, I mean, wasn't nothing else to do. You know, I was of age, you know, and I come home and told them, you know, I'm volunteering, I'm going on. I'm leaving, I'm rolling out by here. You know, yeah.
Yeah, I asked that because I know some people are, you know, anti-military for their children and everything like that, especially for our demographic. But you know, you had a set mind and you already had your mind made up on that.
Oh yeah. My mind was made up. You know, I know my parents couldn't send me to college. They couldn't afford to send me to college. So I either had a choice: stay there, work in the mill, in the wood mill, you know, which I didn't want to do that, not fresh out of high school. You know, I wanted to give myself an opportunity to do something else. You know what I'm saying? Because I had brothers that's what they did. I had 2 or 3 brothers. That's what they did. They worked in the mill, you know, for a good little while, you know, until it almost pretty much shut down, and then they had to go do construction work. I know I didn't want to work in construction. I didn't want to work outside. You know, I just didn't. You know, not that there's anything wrong with it. I just didn't want to do that.
You wanted to give yourself a chance to carve out an actual career.
Yeah, I want to do something else, man. I want to give myself a chance to do something else, you know. And things worked out, you know, pretty good for me, you know.
So when you're coming back from the military and going back to civilian life, what was that transition like for you?
Oh, it's a transition, man. I tell you, it's kind of like retirement. You got to adjust. So I retired from my career in 2015. So I'm still adjusting. That's what I'm saying. You know, I'm still adjusting. When you retire, you got to adjust. You know, it's an adjustment you got to make if you work that long. Especially that's at one place. Ain't counting the other jobs I had. You know, you got to adjust. You know, you got to get used to not working. So I've actually retired. Twice from 2 or 3 times from another job from other jobs since I retired from my career. Because I always end up going back to work. That's what I'm saying. I always end up going back to work, finding something to do.
Yeah, so it's like sitting around for too long.
Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that. You know, I gotta find something to do, something to keep me busy. You know, so now, you know, I was working 5 days a week, 40 hours, 45 hours a week. Now I'm working 2 days a week. So, you know, I'm getting there. Baby steps, you know.
Oh yeah, step by step. It's all
baby
process.
steps, man. Yeah. You know.
And like you said, it's just constant adjustment.
Yeah, it takes a little time, you know. So, yeah.
So, what were some challenges for you raising a family as a man and just providing that proper leadership?
The challenges was making sure that your kids have a place to stay. I think that was my biggest challenge. That was my biggest challenge. Try to make sure my kids had a place to stay. You know, I never had a problem having a job or keeping a job. I was always able to do that. But, you know, getting a place to stay. Because either you're going to rent or you're going to buy. You know, at some point, you got to make a choice. You know, whether you want to rent or you want to own something of your own, you know. I tell every young man, you know, woman too, go on, do what you can while you're young. You know, for time catch up with you. Because you can't outrun time.
No, you can't.
How hard you try, you can't outrun it. You know, so you're going to get old one day. See, and thank God I was able to realize that because, see, now at my age, I don't have to move no more. Not bragging, but I'm just saying, I don't have to move no more. I don't have to move nowhere. If I was renting, and I rent all them years, well, every time I look up, I got to move. You know, lease run out, can't pay the rent, whatever the case might be. You know, I got to move. You know. So now, you know, but it's been like that for me for years. You know, I had to move.
You know? Yeah, it's like you own it. This is yours. It's set in stone.
But I think that was my biggest challenge, was making sure my kids had a place to stay, a place to call home. You know, I've been here now for what, about 34, 35 years, something like that. I don't know how old that dude is, but I was here before he was born. But anyway,
I just call it stress.
So you know, it's been good for me for a while. You know, I've been settled. You know, you gotta settle down sometime, man. You know.
So you've always been religious as an individual, or not really?
I wouldn't say I'm religious. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't tell anybody I'm religious.
Why not?
Because I don't consider myself as religious. I would say I'm spiritual.
Okay.
I would say I'm spiritual. You know, I try to be connected to the spiritual side of life. You know, not the religious side of life, because a lot of people don't understand there's a difference in religion and being spiritual.
Yeah, it's a big difference. People don't see it.
There's a difference, you know. A lot of people's religion is, to me, is what you identify with as a religion is what man set up. You know,
that's true.
Like my religion is Baptist. I'm just saying that's just not mine. I'm just saying that's what a person and they would say. And if you ask them what their religion is, well, I'm Baptist. Well, I'm Catholic. Well, I'm Pentecostal. To me, that's a religion.
Right.
But when you spiritual, that's a whole different thing, you know, that you try to stay connected to, you know.
So being connected to the spiritual side, what are some of the things that you hold stronger belief toward?
Nah, you're getting into some deep stuff now.
Hey man, I want to pick your brain.
Yeah. Well, spiritually, I do believe in God. I believe God died and rose, you know. I believe like this here. I'm gonna just tell you like this. I believe what the Bible say. Right. Long story short, whatever the Bible say, that's what I believe. Whatever it say, that's what I believe. If the Bible, Now, me and him had a little discussion about Christmas one time, about, you know, a little short. It wasn't nothing serious, you know. I don't believe in Christmas. I don't believe in Easter. I don't believe in Christmas trees. You never see a Christmas tree in my house. I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
But the Bible don't say nothing about, you know, Christmas trees. Well, it do say something about Christmas trees. It do say something about Christmas trees, but it don't say God was born on the 25th. So my belief is you shouldn't attach a lie to anything related to Christ.
No, you shouldn't.
You understand what I'm saying? And I always sometimes I tell my kids, y'all need to stop lying to them kids. Stop lying to them kids. Tell them Santa Claus. Ain't no such thing as Santa Claus. Just tell them the truth.
Yeah.
You know, people believe Christmas is the day Christ was born. Bible ain't never said that. Bible ain't never said that. Be Easter. People talk about Easter. The day Christ died. The Bible ain't never said that. Why y'all lying and attaching that lie to Christ? That's my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you can show me in that Bible where it says that, well, I'll go along with it. You know.
But if they can't prove it to you.
If you can't show me in the Bible, I believe God, just like the Bible say, God inspired his apostles to write the books of the Bible. So every word that's in the Bible is God's words. Not the apostles' words, they're God's words. Not just the words in red, but all of it. Because a lot of people got red writing in their Bible. They feel that's the words of Christ. No. The whole Bible is the words of Christ.
I never thought of it like that.
Huh?
That last statement, I never thought of it like that.
I'm just saying. People believe what they want to believe. You know, I ain't trying to judge nobody. I ain't pointing the finger at nobody. But you believe what you want to believe. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And people got different religions, and ain't none of that stuff in the Bible. Catholic ain't none of that in the Bible.
It ain't.
Mary ain't the mother of God. The Catholic people is a lie. Mary ain't the mother of God. God don't have no mother.
Yeah, because in the beginning it was only God.
Yeah, God ain't got no mother. Mary is Jesus' mother, not God's mother. See, people don't know how to make that distinction, that difference. You know, God and Jesus is two different. Jesus is the physical being. God is the spirit that was in Jesus. See?
Yeah, that's good right there.
Huh?
You know, you speak a lot more truth than
I'm just saying, you know, and people come up with all this stuff.
I think a lot of worldly traditions where people try to validate a lot of worldly traditions with.
Well, that's the big problem. Tradition. People need to get away from tradition. Kick tradition out of the church. That's what's wrong with the churches now. They too caught up on tradition. They caught up on tradition. You know what I'm saying? They hung up. They lost on it. You know.
Yeah.
They need to get back to. Know what they need to get back to? They need to get back to Bible. Get back to Bible. Get back to Bible. Do what the Bible say do. Don't be doing all this other stuff. You're running all off and what they call it, praise dancing and all this stuff. Do the Bible say anything about praise dancing?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. You find it, let me know, because I want to read it.
If I ever see it, I'll call you and tell you.
Yeah, praise dancing in church and all this kind of foolishness. People need to get away from all this foolishness, man. You know, for real.
No, that's real.
Yeah, just foolishness. And like I said, I ain't pointing the finger at nobody. I ain't trying to judge nobody. But I'm just saying, you asked me the question, so I'm trying to answer it for you.
No, you're answering it great, man.
You know,
you're giving me a lot of insight and just a lot of.
Yeah, get back to Bible, man. What the Bible say do. The Bible don't say do it, leave it alone. Get away from it.
Go buy the book.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. I done had my trials and tribulation, brother. Oh yes. Oh yes, I done had my trials and tribulation. So.
And those trials and tribulations made you a lot more durable and a lot more. You just have more wisdom.
Yeah, made me, I think, look deeper into life itself. You know.
Yeah, man, it was good having this conversation with you today, Melvin.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's been good, man.
It's been good, interesting.
It's intriguing.
Real interesting conversation, you know. Eventually we gotta do another episode. So now there's someone who wants to share the stage. He's been off camera today, but let him hop back on.
Hey.
Man, I ain't done yet.
No, just give me. Look, we just need a few more seconds with you. That's all right.
Oh,
A few
man.
more seconds. Hey everybody, how we doing today? I've been behind the camera all this time. In case you guys ain't figured it out, this is my grandfather. You know, big role in my life. You know, a lot of people say I'm pretty much carbon copy, pretty much the same. You know, some of y'all probably see it, some of y'all probably not. You never really know. I just wanted to come and speak to y'all for a second. We ain't put an episode out in a while. A lot of stuff has happened, changed, things is going on, but we're working on getting back, situated. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for
Got something in your hair.
coming out and giving us
Got something in your hair.
Thanks for coming out. Thanks for giving us some of your time, Granddad. That's all. Good night, everybody.
All right.